Right, it's just meditation, my friends. 11:30 right now. Welcome back to the Micromotor Cave. I locked out the crazy summer outside. The birds are tripping. The fresh tourists are burning their skins into a blistering mess, and the air smells like fried seafood. So yeah, I'll block all that out for the next 60 minutes while I talk about transmitters, OpenTX, and a bit of other stuff. What I got in the mail over the last week. I thought I'll make mail time a little segment of the day. So keep all the stuff what I get over the week, and I had a little sneak peek inside, but I'll dig into this at the end of the hour. It says, my browser crashes all the time. Snap, it says. Snap. Okay, let's see if the chat is still working. Chat is super busy already. Oops, this is... close out some other windows. So, yeah, as usual, struggling with the equipment here. But yeah, last time that setup worked quite well. So please let me know if it's loud enough, if you can hear me loud and clear, and if you can see the potato quality slideshow alongside. I see Adam in the chat. First time live, my friend, I think. Welcome. Let me see, the browser crashed. Maybe the whole thing crashed. Browser, come back. Yeah, YouTube. Not there. Loud and clear. Okay. If Super Bazooka can hear me, I'll take this as not and get going as soon as I have the stupid browser back up again. Always switching between Chrome and Firefox. They all have their bugs. So depending on the mood of the day, pick the other one. So yeah, okay, I killed Chrome. Open it up again. Find the YouTube page and pop out the chat. So if you don't know that you can do this, on the chat there's 3 little dots on the bottom. Click on that and there's pop out chat and you get a pop out chat. You can make it larger. So events, live control room. Health is good of the stream, it says. View on watch page. Pause so I don't sacrifice my bandwidth and say pop out chat. Yeah, if it's getting too messy in here, I'll appoint some moderators, but yeah, let's see how we can live with that, I'm trying to, as usual, answer questions from the chat room, and yeah, I don't know, I think it needs somehow some structure. Anyway, let's get into it.
Welcome to OpenTX.
So yeah, I have not installed my own funny voice onto this thing because this runs OpenTX 2.1 and that's requires a slightly different voice pack format, but yeah, I'll come to this at a later stage. So for now I have to figure out how to show the stuff properly on camera. As usual, it's all spontaneous. I didn't practice that. So I'll see if I can somehow position the camera on my blue tentacle, not tentacle, I think it's pronounced, in a way that you can see the transmitter. So this time I'll think of it and remove the the subtitle so you can see better. Now is my lighting in the way. Let's see, a bit over here, and there's the other light. And if that light switches on, yeah, it's sort of visible. So here's Scott, chat is working. So, yeah, this all applies not only to micros, but to all multi-rotors, and yeah, possibly also to planes and cars and boats. Some of these techniques I'm going to show you, I use them on all my models, not just microquartz. So the first thing you want to do if you're setting up a OpenTX model is, well, depending on the version 2.1 has an input screen and an output screen, which I find really nice because you can kind of separate the inputs and the outputs. But to make it simple, let's only look at the mixer line. So the first line here, I hope you can read this. So first line says throttle, and yeah, basically just gives you the throttle input onto channel 1. But as you might see, I have a couple of conditions here in the bag. So the first neat trick I want to show you is how I do gyro calibration and timer reset. So if I pull this switch up here, is that visible? Yep. You can see that, let's move it down here, that the throttle, the active throttle mixer line changes from that first line to the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one. So just ignore, oh no, yeah, the fifth. Just ignore the 3 in the middle. So it moves from the normal throttle mixer line to a static line, -100 max. So that doesn't use any further inputs from the sticks. It just puts throttle to -100. So it's like pulling the throttle stick all the way down. Also, what that switch does is on channel 3 elevator, I have the same thing. I pull that switch and it moves from the active elevator stick input to -100 max, replace. You see it's using logical switch 4, but I get to that later. And then on rudder you have the same. So throttle, elevator and rudder goes to full negative. And for those of you using multi-wii or clean flight or anything in that direction, you might know that that is the gyro calibration stick command. So instead of doing this every time I want to calibrate the gyro, which is every time I plug in the battery, I just pull that switch. And at the same time, that's not only issuing that gyro calibration command, but it's also, find where that is, it's here. It's, I have a timer set to 3 minutes, so if I pull my arming switches, the timer runs down, and if I'm done flying, plug in the next battery and pull that switch, it resets the timer to 3 minutes. So yeah, that's not set here, that is set in special functions or whatever it's called, logical switches, no, special functions. So you see I have logical switch 4 resets timer 1 and is active. And if I go back into logical switches, you see Logical switch number 4 is active if that switch is lower than 0, but it only works if logical switch 1 is not triggered, which is the arming switches. So if the arming switches are active,
2 minutes and 57 seconds.
then
2 minutes and 53 seconds.
that switch is not resetting the timer
2 minutes and 47 seconds.
and not mucking around with the switch with the sticks, but it announces the remaining
2
time.
minutes and 39 seconds.
So far to my trainer switch. Yeah, before I move on, I think this might be already confusing for you guys. It took me a while to figure this out. Let's have a look at the chat room. Turn down the brightness. So I need some branded t-shirts. I do have branded t-shirts. Well, not for my business. I have a few other funny t-shirts, but yeah, today I wasn't quick enough for that. So you can't see the menu. Why not? I see. Let's see if I can figure out how to turn down the brightness. Well, you can even change the color, I think, on this thing. So let me see. Model setup? No. Where do I go to the radio setup here? Volume, pitch, brightness, and color. So let's turn on the brightness. So I think that's getting better. And then let's see what the color does. It's turning it from white to blue. So I think that's better. So should I repeat that? Scott says definitely not getting the video visual here. Okay, so let's try again with that simple thing. It's yeah, I'm not sure if you really need to see the screen for that. So let's go back. Come on, exit page, mixer. So this is done with conditional mixer lines. So you see the first line is only active if that switch is on the top, and if I move it down, oh no, actually there's no condition to keep the first line active. There's only a replacement condition on the last one. So if you go into this one, you see that there's switch L4 and the multiplexer set to replace. That means if you activate switch 4, logical switch 4, it will replace whatever else is on that channel. So you can always only have one active replace mixer line. I'm not sure what happens if you have two. But yeah, if you pull that switch, you see that fifth line here on channel 1 gets activated, deactivates. So you can see that by the fat bolt to elevator and rudder. So replacement mix. So you couldn't see half of the screen, the right half of the screen. Okay, because it's let's see, it's not making it any better. Yeah, but I think they're really not that important. Despite potato quality, I think that kind of come across. So yeah, I found this a really handy thing, because you always have to, well, at least on the multi-Wii boards, you always the next you get so just get live control room. Primary stream. It's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Viewers will experience buffering. What I'm going to do, let's see. It is already set to the frigging minimum quality you can get. Frames per second, 30. Let's reduce that to 10. Keyframes every 60 seconds. And well, it's audio bitrate. Let's reduce that to 90. Damn. And well, let's reduce it to mono. Maybe that helps. And leave the bitrate at 128. Save as crappy quality. Save. Okay. Let's see. No. Not getting any better. So let me So Adam says it came back better. So I reduced the audio to mono, which should save me another 60 kilobits per second or something. Now, isn't it pathetic that we have to talk about bandwidth like that? So again, I don't know where you guys hopped off. So yeah, let's move on to not keep it too boring in case you actually got what I said about these switches. So that's my gyro calibration and timer reset switch. Yeah, I like arming switches, so I've just set on my flight controllers one channel to arm, but I don't like the idea of that anyone can arm my stuff who doesn't know how to fly. So, kids playing with things, I, put it down on the park bench and someone comes, oh, what does this stick do? No, so I have two switches. They work in combination. So that's quite simple. I've just set a logical switch 1 saying if SE, I believe this is this one, is down, then level 1 logical switch 1 is active, but only if SG, this one here, is down too. So always got to pull those two down to arm. And the additional advantage of that is if you're flying and you crash or for any other reason want to do a panic move, I think we call this the Howard here, you just have to take one hand off and flick the switch while you go and do whatever you have to do in your panic, and things will get disarmed. To make this even more brutal, you can also put in a mixer line which only activates throttle if you actually have pulled both down. That means you're not only disarming, but you're also setting the throttle to 0. Yeah, I didn't do that because part of my panic move is also to put the throttle down. So I sometimes just disarm before I land and then switch it off with a tap of the throttle stick. But yeah, I found this another neat trick to actually have two sticks to arm, because it also allows you to have two sticks to disarm. Just pull one of them up and the thing won't do a thing. So looking at the chat room, back in action. So I quiet down once class starts. Yeah, so I hope that one was visible. So the next thing, it's probably going to be a little bit more complicated. It's related to my throttle stick. So I have a lengthy video on that. If you just put into Google throttle management, the propeller head approach, you find a, I think, 12 or 16 minute long video of me bubbling along about that. It all starts with a centering throttle stick. So I was never really a fan of flying planes, although I tried, but I do understand that a fixed, ratchety, sticky throttle makes sense if you are flying planes, or maybe even driving boats or sailboats. It also makes sense, and I used to do that quite a lot, to when you're flying sailplanes, because then you can use I was flying wings two channel wings in the first place, so I was using that to bank and yank, and the throttle to fine adjust the elevator trim. But yeah, for a multi-rotor, I just don't see any real benefit in having this throttle stick stay where it is. I think it's much more useful if you have an additional reference point where you can feel where the stick is at center, and then you can do a couple of smart things with that reference point. You know, it's not so much about hovering, but it's about reaching that point in flight where you don't add upward or downward force by not only seeing and feeling it from the visual feedback, but finding that point instantly. And since batteries discharge over the couple minutes of flight, it makes sense to find an adjustment for that. So I have used this slider here for it. It's a bit hard to see, but moving this slider indicated down here on the bottom is actually moving the throttle. Where's the throttle? Oh, here it's better. So if you look at channel 12, let's see if you can see this on the screen properly. Yeah, it's actually good. Right, come on, stay on. So moving this channel 12, it's only 40% up and down, will also move the throttle channel 1 just a little bit, so you can adjust the throttle trim with that slider here. You can use any other pot if you don't have fancy sliders on your radio. You can also use a stick for it, but then you obviously only have 2 or 3 positions. The main trick with that is that you only want to adjust the middle point of the throttle curve, because if you move your stick all the way up, you don't want to have any throttle trim. You want to have full throttle. And if you move it all the way down, you want to have 0 throttle, so you can disarm and not overshoot and get into failsafe and stuff. So to do that, if you look at the stick, well, this is, yeah, the endpoint adjustment is a bit weird in this, but 77.8 is actually full throttle. If you move, I think I even got this wrong here. Damn. So, well, let's dig into this. Let's see if I can figure this out. So, yeah, that's because it's not reaching 100. Oh, damn. Okay. The idea is, if you move channel 12, you don't want this to impact the endpoint. So at 0, it works better. To do that, I have set up additional mixer lines, and they are down here on channel 12. So see, actually channel 12 is taking the input of channel 11, which is taking the throttle input and mixing that with custom curve 2. Here's my mistake. So it should not use custom curve 2, but it needs a curve which is only affecting the middle. So I'll turn the middle all the way up. That is curve 4, and now set this line. Oh, damn, someone's ringing my phone. And want to set that to custom curve 4. So if I hit beeping, that's the headset telling me that someone is ringing me. Let's see again. I'm doing something wrong. You see, that's life for you guys. Not getting things done. It's the usual pace of things. So yeah, I have a lengthy video on this where it actually works, but yeah, I haven't gotten this right 100% on this one by the looks. So channel 12 takes input from channel 11 with custom curve 2, puts it into channel 12 with 50%, multiplies it by input from channel 8. Channel 8 is this one here. So, now I know it's not going to be to 0, but to minus, I believe. Let's try it again. Curve 4. Oh, that's curve 3. Curve 4. Let's pull those down to the bottom. Let's see if that works better. So if I move the stick, it should change channel 1 only if the stick is centered. Yeah, see, now it works. So if the throttle stick is at the bottom, this one doesn't do anything. You see it doesn't even move here. If you put it to the middle, it's going all the way from left to right. And if you pull it up, it's not doing anything either. So you achieve that by mixing the throttle onto that channel and multiplying it with a custom curve, which only has active values in the middle. And then, after you're done with that, you mix that back into channel 1. You see I have, that's the 1, 2, 3, 4th line. It takes 10% of channel 12 and mixes that into the throttle channel. So this way you get an adjustment of the hover throttle only. The more you move the throttle away from the center, the less impact that slider has. It'll only change the throttle at and near center stick. Okay, let's go back to the chat room. Let's see if I'm coming across here. Pedro for president. El Presidente. El Presidente, is El Presidente here as well? I haven't seen Secret Squirrel El Presidente for quite some time. Yeah, so user 179, that's what I'm doing. So I usually start with a full pack. So that obviously needs to be adjusted per model, per battery, etc. But I start flying with that thing pulled all the way down, and as soon as I realize it's sagging a little bit, I'm losing altitude at mid-stick, I bump that a little bit, and that slider has a little notch, a little center notch. So then you feel when you reach halfway, you're sort of halfway on the battery as well if you're hovering at mid slider. And then during the pack, move this further up, and if you hit the top of the slider during flight and are still losing altitude at mid-stick, then it's about time to land, and the timer should be at 0 if you have set it up all properly. So I adjust these values based on every model. So a little bit more weight, and then you gotta drop those adjustments so you get more throttle at the same slider positions. And also I have a generic model for setting up new quads, new models, where that range is a little bit larger, so you can use that to find the right throttle point. And let's say you fly around the first time, maiden flight, and you put it here, and you realize, oh, now here it's hovering at a fresh pack. Then you can go back into the channel monitor and see what channel 1 says at center stick at that slider position, and then readjust that so that, for example, in this case, 31.3 is actually the case at mid slider. So Highway says if you use that throttle trim so it doesn't shut off at lowest position and instead holds an idle, then that is how you make those forever upside down slides and track true. So you mean you set a minimum RPM which is just above 0 RPM, so you still are in control. I actually do this with the second throttle curve. So when flying, I use this stick here to activate a second or even a third. I have 3 different pre-configured throttle curves or mixes which basically cut off the bottom part of the throttle curve. So even at lowest stick, you never reach the minus 100, just enough to keep the props spinning, so you can basically do free fall. So you can descend as much as quickly as possible, but still maintain control on the remaining 3 sticks. Yeah, I didn't answer the phone. Interruptions of life and work. Yeah, that all mixes together. I've set up an answering service on my phone. I didn't activate it yet. So not a machine, some real people. Yeah, the wheel on the transmitter is much better than the stupid buttons, although it's a little bit wonky, the wheel as well. So you see how it's not really running true. And yeah, you press it to activate things. It's it's quite good. All the buttons work quite nice on this radio compared to my crappy 9XRs, which I still love anyway. So Adam says, you want to buy this thing? Yeah, it has a few downsides, but all in all, I really like it. The best thing about this is the huge gimbals. They have much more of an angle than other sticks. You get a lot more movement. Gives you much more control while still giving you the full throws. And the other big plus of this radio is there's like a huge row of plugs underneath here, so you can fill this thing up with switches, and you still have enough ports to plug them all in. So For example, what I did is I don't use trim tabs. You don't want trim tabs on a multi-rotor. So I went into the menu and disabled the trim tabs. That's quite easily done, but then I thought, I have these useless things here, what I'm going to do with them. So I wired up some plugs to plug them into the positions of these empty stick slots here, and now I have momentary 3-position switches. So if I, for example, this one here should do something. It's not doing anything. It's on a different model. This is micro MWC. I didn't do it on this one. So let's go to this one here. If I move this one here
12 hours, 10 minutes.
to the left, it tells me the time.
12 hours, 10 minutes.
10 past 12. And if I put it in the other direction,
10.3 volts.
tells me how much battery voltage I have left on the transmitter. Pull this one to the left.
3 minutes.
It tells me how much flight time I have left. Pull it to the right.
0.
Tells me how much time has elapsed. So I didn't find a use for those yet, but that is kind of nice.
12 hours, 11 minutes.
So, let me catch up with the chat room. Time to put the headphones on, check out the community. My mom doesn't even know how to set an old VCR. I show her this radio, she thinks a bomb's gonna be sent by ISIS. Yeah, it's always a good laugh if you bring out this transmitter, especially if you fly quads of the size of half the screen. So Ben's mind is superior to my own. I don't know OpenTX. I fly a Futaba. Well, then your wallet seems to be superior to mine, Highway. I would love to buy like a Futaba, was it 18SG or something like that, with all the bells and whistles, but yeah, this is the poor man's tray radio. Oh yeah, someone asked beginning of the chat, what's the advantage of a tray radio? Well, it's larger. I can put this on my lap when I'm flying. I sit back there in the lounge chair when I'm flying. So with these little things, you don't have any room to put it on your lap. Actually, I'm thinking about making larger side panels here. So you see those side panels? You see it? It's too dark, I think. See if I can turn it around. But yeah, these things are just screwed on. So I plan to get some extensions here to extend them like, I don't know, 30 centimeters or so on each side, so I can put the thing on the armrests of my chair. It also has these pop-out tabs here. It's a bit difficult to see on the black desk background. So there's another one on the other side. You can hook them into a chest harness, which works surprisingly well if you want to carry this thing around on the field. But yeah, I use this for FPV flying almost exclusively, and I like to sit down when I fly FPV, or even better, lie down, otherwise I just trip over my own feet when I'm flying. So I can't be poor. Well, let's say I have a budget, and Futaba transmitter didn't fit in my budget. So I'm gonna keep reading quicker. I'll talk too much. wonky wobbly. It presses. Yeah, I think you mean the wheel. Yeah, there's the arrow down there, but it presses this way. 179, $300. Yeah, I think it was $300. Pincher. Yeah, you can do both. So yeah, for thumbing it might be a little, you can screw them down, make them shorter, then might be quite well for thumping. But yeah, I like pinching. These are the Rotor X bling knobs. So they are not stock on this radio. I tried a few different ones, but Rotor X bling knobs I like the most, despite the name. But yeah, here's some other ones. If you like thumbing, or these ones here, massive thumb surface, or just some larger sticks with this attack chrome on top. I think pre-installed came these ones here, pretty long already, and they have a quite nice feature. They have took me a while to discover that they have a hex screw inside here, so you can screw that screw in here like a grub screw up and down, and that will lock the stick at a certain length. Those ones, well, I didn't know it by the time. I think those have that too. So, but yeah, I didn't know that, so I just took some M4 hex nuts and screwed them onto the shaft to keep them as long as possible. I want them as long as possible. Now here my little collection of sticks I don't like. So I'm way behind on the chat room, almost disappearing at the top of my screen. I think this transmitter has those things on the side that will cause it to be uncomfortable for thumb pilots. I'm wondering if they come off. Yep, I've said this before, just take a couple of screws out and you take them off. They're actually quite nice to hold, actually. I don't think that they get in the way of thumbing. You can hold this thing like this and then, thump away. Adam says, I took a survey on my group and it seems there's no right or wrong. You mean for thumbing or pitching? No, I think that's personal preference. Scott treats his stick like nipples. Gentle pinches. Yeah, so you don't thumb nipples now. Don't do that. Ford versus Chevy. Had neither one. No right or wrong. There's a story behind Highway's Futaba, a T10 CAG, and was bought used, so he was lucky. Adam agrees to whatever works for Scott, and they do come off. My TV is smaller than that TX. Yeah, yeah, I don't even have a TV to save some money for more RC gear. Added some PS4 aftermarket pads to my sticks. Oh yeah, that's actually not a bad idea too. Good for your hands to rest. Nipplias. I use the white thumb pads with little grips. Even sweaty thumbs don't slip. Yeah, they're good if you wanna thump. Highway has overdeveloped thumbs from years of exercising big lighters. I wonder what hobby that was. Rotor X bling knobs, not bling ups, bling knobs. Rotor X bling knobs as far as I remember. Highway still loves his Futaba. And Google doesn't understand bling ups. No, let me check. It's rotor X bling knobs, I think. Stick bling radio knobs. Yeah, here we go. Your price $3.99. Here we go, HeliDirect. Oh, I think I shouldn't link to HeliDirect. Let me see if I find another link. So, I'm in the future. I am in the future. That's right. It's Monday, lunchtime, summer. Yeah, bling knobs. I didn't buy them from HeliDirect. I bought them somewhere else. But yeah, what the heck. I give you a link to HeliDirect, to my dear friends at HeliDirect. They're so nice. Don't take my word for that. Bling, bling radio knobs, exactly. Rotor work, yeah, not X. Rotor work Z, depending on where you are. Pinching seems restrictive to me. Yeah, it is in a way. You know, you can make more movements with just your thumb than if you have to bring your finger along. But you can move much finer instead of, you have the thumb to push, the finger to pull and go this way instead of having just one finger. I know, kind of feels better to me. But yeah, sometimes fly just with thumbs. When it's getting intense, when I need fine control, I like to fly with my index finger as well. But yeah, just kind of cruising around with a sailboat or a sailplane, thumbing is okay too. So, Highway used to hang out with with Reggae Shark. Yeah, you need lots of big lighters for that. Sounds like some /S. /S is sarcasm, right? You mean in regards to HeliDirect? I'm not gonna say much. I'm just, it's only $3.99. I would try pinching again with bigger knobs. Yeah, these actually make sense for pinching. I thought they would be. I just bought all the knobs I could, all the sticks I could afford, and these were the best. So, yeah, I think that's it about transmitter Voodo for now. Let's see. Adjust the blue tentacle back. Tentacle. I gotta pronounce this tentacle. So yeah, that should. Let's turn it down a little bit more so you can see stuff on the bench even more. Down. So yeah, if you have any questions on that, let me know. There's, as I said, for the throttle stick stuff, there's a whole video on this. Google for throttle management propeller head approach. There's some more info on how exactly to set it up with some proper demonstrations on the simulator screen as well. For now, let's move on. I have a few new toys. So it's one of the reasons why I'm so poor. These are not directly related to micro quads either. This one a little bit more than this one, but some fun toys I gotta work into my future video game. And in general, I thought I'll open this up, this format here, this live stream channel, to show you guys a little bit more also what I'm doing around building micro quads, and that doesn't only mean like FPV equipment or other related stuff, but also how to make videos, maybe how to do this live streaming stuff, although as you see I'm still kind of fresh in the weeds for that as well. But how to make videos, how to maybe even how to run a business. It's my second business what I run, Micromotor Warehouse. The first one was a software business, which I've given up in the favor of microquads. So in that sense, let me show you this guy here first. Some of you who fly larger quads might recognize that logo. It's a variable gimbal. So I don't plan to mount this onto a flying contraption, but I'm going to mount this on my head. So most of you might know my previous gimbal, which is my neck. Works surprisingly well. So I've taken this awesome Marco Polo base cap, which has a very important feature, which is an adjustable strap on the back, because you want to carry a lot of weight on your forehead. Then I've taken a standard $3 GoPro tripod mount, a 1/4-inch screw and a couple of washers, and bolted the thing through the whatever this thing is called here from a base cap. And there, it's surprising how well it stabilizes the footage. But I thought I'll take this a step further and somehow mount this gimbal. So it's not the lightest, it's probably like, I don't know, 150 gram. So I gotta figure out if I somehow can mount this to that base cap, or if I have to change out my my headwear to a bicycle helmet or something. So yeah, you might see this in some of my future videos. A little gimbal to make footage even nicer. So if anyone has any good ideas what to do with this thing, let me know. So far I just plan to step up my video game a little bit and make my video footage a little bit more smooth. So no further comments on that. Guess what? Another pair of video goggles. As if I wouldn't have enough. I thought I'd figure out if this thing here is working for my travel setup. So I wanted to have a pair of video goggles with built-in diversity receiver, so I can leave all the huge base ground station behind and pack a micro quad pair of goggles and the 9XR transmitter into a backpack and go to some places where I usually can't carry all my stuff to. So on the first glance, this is kind of a nice pair of goggles. Has diversity receiver, has a built-in DVR. So you put a micro SD in here, press record, and records straight in here. You can adjust the eye distance. You can feed an external signal in. You can get the video signal out. You can connect headsets. You can connect USB for, I don't know what for. And you can connect the head tracker. And it does have a camera, which, yeah, I don't really know why you want that. But you can see through the camera while you have the goggles on. And it comes with a fancy camera. It comes with a 3D camera, 2 cameras basically. Oops. So you hook that up to the transmitter what comes with it, which needs 2 antennas, so it's basically 2 transmitters. 2 cameras, 2 transmitters. Transmits 2 signals. And then you receive 2 signals, and you get that camera on your right eye and that camera on your left eye. So you obviously need some large thing to fly this, because that's already like, what, I don't know, 150 gram maybe together. Yeah, I don't plan to fly this thing. I will mount that onto an RC car with a pan tilt servo, maybe print a little head around that, and then speed around town. Maybe have an audio channel, a 2-way audio channel. So, drive around the beach, talk to the people, hey, what's up, mate, and drive back. Yeah, so it came with that. Was surprised by that little extra gift here. But yeah, so far I tested the goggles. They work kind of quite nice. But one issue I've discovered, it doesn't maintain the aspect ratio. So put a 4:3 image in and you get a stretched 16:9 image out. I have not found a way around this yet. Kind of shits me. I don't like. It's gotta be square. If you have a square image, it's gotta stay square, or 4:3. But yeah, it's still flyable. But yeah, damn, why can't they get this right? Why can't they have a 4:3? 2 black bars on the sides. Anyway, so far to that. Let's get to more micro-related stuff. Already 3 minutes over. And I have a full schedule today, but yeah, I wanted to show you these 3 things before I go. So, Highway says Sky loves his sky zones. So, did you find a way to adjust the aspect ratio? Curious of that. I didn't do much research yet, but yeah, I'd be interested to know if you found a way or if you just live with that. So, look, in exchange for 100 in Aussie dollars, which is around 100 US. They sent me this VA 2500. Almost looks good, and looks a little bit different, like kind of different components on there. A little different. The lens looks the same to me. There's some more glue around here, so they reinforce this a little bit. You plug this into a receiver and there's some mention in the manual. Actually, read manuals, believe it or not. Read manuals. No, what? But, well, here's a button. Drawing here. You see that? It says English says downlink kit. What's a downlink? Um, into German, it's Kamera und Videosender, which means camera and video transmitter. So the down camera and the video transmitter. So the thing itself is the downlink kit. Okay, learned that. In French, it's the module FPV. FPV? In Italian, it's the downlink kit. Or no, it's kit downlink. Italian, kit the downlink. But the is with that language mix-up. In English, it says connect a 4 to 13 volt battery, not included, directly to the downlink kit. Confused me. What the heck is the downlink kit? But yeah, so in English, however, it says 1S LiPo-Akku nicht im Lieferumfang an das Downlink-Kit an. So it's in German it's downlink kit as well, but it says, translating that, connect a 1S LiPo not included on the downlink. So in German you can connect a 1S LiPo, however in English you need at least 5 volts. Really? Let's try French. In French, connecter directement, no, that's Italian, directement une batterie LiPo 1S non fournie au module FPV. Yeah, my French is even worse than my English. But it says also in French you can also use a 1S battery, and in Italian, connettere una batteria LiPo 1S non inclusa al kit de downlinker, whatever. So only in English you need 5 volts. I really hope I get away with 1S. I didn't dig more into this, but it's said to have more transmission power and a better sensor and a better camera than the VA1100. So in one of my next videos you will see this thing fly. I have hopes that it's better than the VA1100, which did not have a very good range. So Any questions? Tacos. Tacos. So yeah, I really want. I'm not sure if I got the German version. Put yourself in the pilot seat. It says 25 milliwatt output power for extended range. It also says this product contains chemicals known in the state of California to cause cancer. So yeah, in Canada, take care, creates cancer. In any English-speaking country, make sure you have 5 volts. And in all other parts of the world, be aware of the downlink. It also says requires amateur radio license for use in North America. Really? For 25 milliwatts? You need a license already? So far to that. I have a few of those here. Interesting bits and pieces. It's a Lemon RX DSMX diversity satellite receiver. So I use those in their non-diversity version, and this is only like I think $2 more. It comes with these long antennas on here, and they're actually plugged with these little UFL connectors to the board. So yeah, I'm planning to do some let's call it mid-range micro FPV. So I was thinking these diversity receivers might come in handy. LemonRx.com, and I think they're like somewhere around $10. And you always get useless housings and these large wires here. I have so many of them. They go straight into the bin. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna test the range of them pretty soon. And the last bit for today, I have a nice little package straight from China. Blah, smells like an ashtray. So, most of the parts from China, you open them up and wow, it smells like these guys have been blowing the smoke into this thing. It's so disgusting. Anyway, lots of stuff in here. So yeah, I put them out there and let them air out before I dig into them. It just blah, smells like I'm literally taking the stuff out of an ashtray. So disgusting. Yeah, so the key part here is that little frame flight controller thing. It's the taolabs.org Sparky 2.0 version 0.41. I don't know, but I haven't seen this before. Has any one of you flown this thing before? Seems kind of neat to me. Why have I not seen this before? So someone told me about it, like I think 2 weeks ago. So I bought 2 of them. DHL Express shipping was $20, so I couldn't resist and was here in like 3 or 4 days. It's fully integrated flight controller plus I think receiver. Not really sure. Can't see an antenna or an antenna connector or anything. Here's a UHF marking. Not sure if I'm supposed to connect my own antenna. But it also has a video transmitter right on there. It says Hawkeye. Comes with two different choices of camera. This one here looks very nice. Large lens. Looks like a good optic. And then there's another one. Oh, this stuff smells. It's got a poke on the table here. That's like really like wow. See if they have some cigarette butts in here. It just smells so disgusting. And here's a, I think, narrower angle camera. Probably looks like a 50-degree lens. Probably not usable. So they include some motors as well. And well, let's say they borrowed my model name. They call them 820-15. They have holes in the top. They have the Charlie print on the bottom. So looks like they're just buying the run-of-the-mill motors from Charlie as well. So I hope they run all right. Includes some black and white random props. The antenna is actually not too bad. It's, you know, a flexible stem on the antenna, this coax cable, but on top it kind of looks like the Spectrum ones. So instead of having, you know, round diameter wire, I have these flat, looks like copper lobes here. So yeah, the problem with that is you're supposed to solder this here to the middle. So yeah, it's gonna break off sooner or later. So I gotta figure out something. So, and oh yeah, one weird thing which I couldn't figure it out. There's some mounts, motor mounts included. Oh, so yeah, by the way, does that shape of the frame remind you of anything? When I saw this, I thought, somewhere I've seen that frame design somewhere, I think. Anyway, they have these motor mounts. There's no screw or something, so you push these motor mounts in here. There's little notches, doesn't go in there. Let's see, I'm breaking it before I fly it. So you stick them in here, but they're not held by anything, so I'm not sure if you're supposed to glue them or what. You know, push against them and they fall out. But then there's these things. Looks like little feet. And I'm not sure if you can see this on the camera, but there's kind of notches on the side where the frame is probably supposed to go into. So I think it's supposed to sit in there like this. But I don't find any way of actually getting them in there. So this way you can't push them in. This way you can't push them in. I don't know. But fortunately, I have some compatible mounts. Oh, what coincidence. So yeah, I'm probably going to just chuck these things away and use some proper CNC'd Delrin mounts. I should have cloned that thing better. So yeah, so far to that. Yeah, it's kind of an experiment. I don't have too many hopes that I like this flight controller, but we'll see. Maybe I'm surprised. So far to mail time for this week. If I can afford ordering stuff, I'll make this a regular segment of the show. So it's already 20 over my time. Anyway, if you still have any questions, anything I said today, any comments, any suggestions, please post in the chat room. Come to that in a second. I put this thing on the washing lines to air out. So let's turn the camera up a little bit so it's more polite to look at the camera while I'm talking. So let's look at the chat room. User 179 has a little fatty. Hasn't tired it out yet. Fat lobes. And how we got arrested for that. So, oh, one of the last 3 cameras you got that are now sold out. Yeah. This one. This one here is the. Yeah, Adam, this is the camera what you're looking out of, and you're looking into as well. So that's the camera what I used to film this event. Let's call it event. Yeah, they were sold out quickly. So yeah, they're pretty nice. Not as light sensitive as the MC, was it 900, but nice optic. Hot glue is my friend. Yeah, I would think so. The frame looks only huge. It's probably, I would guess, 110 millimeters diagonal. Let's take it out again. So here's that, similar frame I was talking about. I'm thinking I'll just cut off the arms here and put this on here. But yeah, that's in comparison. Maybe 100. Where's my calipers here? So this is 135, and this one here is 110. So they're behind the game, I understand. Where is it? I have see? The 110 mil. They copied this one here. Can't tell me that's not same thing. It's a frame what we made 2 years ago. Okay, so there's LEDs in the arms. I don't need freaking LEDs. I just cut it off here. Hope there's no vital blood vessels in here, and stick it on a proper frame, which I can. You see the mounts fit as well. Oh, what coincidence. So yeah, 110mm frame. Everything included. Could be so nice if it would run multi-Wii, but I think they run some proprietary stuff again. So yeah, it's because of the weird camera. It's wide angle, you know, you see my top of the windows. Damn, I'm not getting my orientation right. Top of the windows. It's not looking like that, although it's a house built to Australian standards. No, it doesn't look that bad. So, highway in handcuffs with much tolerance, depending upon what type of fatties. Okay, what's the flush rate on those arm commodes? I don't know what that means. Flush rate on the arms. I do like mango smoothies, that's right. Mangoes, ice cubes, buttermilk, smashed into a creamy mess in my Thermomix. Post a link to the community. Let's do that. So most of you are probably already following along, but I found this neat forum software and whipped up a little, come on, paste, little forum which lives at community.micro-motor-warehouse.com, and we talk about micro stuff. Yeah, it's quite a cool forum software. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the energy to make up an additional forum if it just looks like all the others. But yeah, it has some really nice features. I think that's the collaboration platform of the future. I wish RC groups would use that software. Funny hats. A suggestion for a good segment in the future is give all your stuff to how do I pronounce this? Complacent? I remember I pronounced this wrong. I spelled it wrong once on Reddit. That was embarrassing. Still don't know how to pronounce it or what it means, but for me, you're just Scott. Adam looked for it. It's the one you're using for the feet. I don't know what you mean. So, multi-rotor haiku. What is haiku? Haiku? I know haikodachi. Yeah, the video makes it large. China at its best. Baby Jesus rides shotgun with Reggae Shark. Vital jumper wires. Commode is equals toilet. So the flush rate on those toilets, I don't get it. A little absinthe. Absinthe is spelled with an I, and I keep this for special occasions because it really screws you up. Baby Jesus, community is awesome. Thank you, Rebel Rotor Sports. Is there any frame lighter than the stock frame on a Hubsan 107L? I think the frame on the Hubsan isn't that light. It's probably like 10 gram, I believe. So if you just want to fly line of sight, yeah, you can make lighter frames. My favorites to fly on 7mm is this 7mm polycarbonate Dreamcatcher. No, it's not a scuff, it's just like an excess. So the base, I think, only weighs like, let's see how much, 4.3 gram, and then you gotta add the little center section. So that's 5.45 gram for a 7mm frame. I like to fly them a lot indoors. Pretty much indestructible. Just over 5 gram. So yeah, that's kind of my reference for 7mm builds. That's what I recommend for people crashing their Hubsan apart, which, you know, is quite quickly. Break one of these arms and you'll never get it straight again. You can get it down to 5 gram without sacrificing much of stability. Can't crush them apart in normal use. I think so. Dreamcatcher is, yeah, it's quite unique. You know, it actually came out of my very first frame that I designed, which is this one here. And so one of the design principles of this one here was, I don't want to have any straight line, so it's all designed with curves. And once it was done, I wanted to have the wires routed nicely. Someone's pinging me on Skype. Oh, no one of you. I thought you're gonna be cheeky and ping me at the same time on Skype. No, someone wants to buy lots of motors. So the plan was to somehow cut channels from the motors to the flight controller so I can route the wires inside. So in the CAD program I started chipping away there, and then I thought, well, why not cut everything out? So then this frame transformed into this one, and then there was only one problem left. How do you mount the stuff in the middle? So you use rubber bands and band the stuff in the middle. Makes it crash proof, isolates it from vibrations. There's only two, I'd say, minor issues with that design. It's a little bit fiddly to get it all right in the first place because you have to knit around with these rubber bands. I like to use these little tools here to knit my frame together. And then the bands rot away over time. They don't last very long if they're stretched. Got a few better ones next to my Christmas tree. So clear silicon bands, you know, kind of fits the clear theme, but also they're much stronger. So if you look at one of these kind of normal loom bands, they have a kind of soft endpoint, so to speak. So you pull them and they get, get more resistance towards the end, but there's no real lockout. You feel it's just getting more resistance, and once you pull too much, oh, that's actually quite good. Bam, they're gone. With these ones here, there's like a fixed length that you pull them to, and that's it. Oops, breaks as well. I'm not sure if that makes a difference, but yeah, I found those which have kind of a fixed endpoint, they last much longer. And instead of having like a square rubber, it's flat. So I think they're sold as hair bands. If you look on eBay for silicon hair bands, you find those. Yeah, not perfect either, but they seem to last a little bit longer at least than those loom bands. Everyone ping me on Skype. I think a few already did. So, hi versus my FPV Dreamcatcher is an old-time legendary fun fly. Sofa King. Yeah, I was flying this thing FPV quite some time as well. It works quite good, but yeah, you have to cram all the stuff in the middle, so it's a little bit fiddly, but can be done, and once you're done, it flies pretty good. Scott loves the weird 3D print I sent you. Oh, the rubber one. Oh yeah, I sent you the rubber one. I only have one of them. I sent them to you. This is the exact copy of this frame here. So it has the cutout for the old square, very classic original Alien we bought, and a little cutout in the front for the USB port, and it has little nupsels to sit Lego Man on there, and it's made of rubber. So if you go to Shapeways, there's you create a maker account, you can use experimental filament material, whatever they call it, and yeah, just for fun, I ordered some parts out of rubber. I think it's stiff enough to actually make this thing fly properly, and it's flexible enough to crash it all day long without worrying about it. So yeah, I thought you have some fun with that, because yeah, my build list is going all the way around the room. I would probably have never gotten to building this frame, so yeah, let me know how it crashes. Yeah, I think even Jesse can't break it. Rubber. I should make these, the speeder bike has been improved. It breaks usually here. So it doesn't really look that great. Well, it looks a little bit like some funny, what's this guy with the, yeah, it looks like what is it, ET? I don't know. But yeah, it has another bar here, so that removes the stress of these 2 points, and it's printed out of a different material. It's more flexible. Tough as a $2 steak, they said. I don't know where you get $2 steaks. I imagine they won't break if you crash them. So yeah, said Jesse broke it. Took a day or so. A day of tinkering and 2 minutes of breaking it. Sorry. I sent you one of the dream bikes. So we made the Dreamcatcher stretched out into that shape. I have this on my website too. It wasn't too successful of a sale, but yeah, still quite a few people enjoy that, so I still keep them on the website, and I make more. Have Dave make more of them from time to time. So, yeah, I'm glad you like the rubber version, Scott. So, yeah, you can just go to Shapeways and anything you have, you can print in rubber. 3mm thick rubber is, I think, stiff enough to make frames out of it. Highway is disappearing. See you later. Walker is taking his ball. See you. Don't break the ball. Alabama Waffle House in 12 hours. Break it. Build another one. 10 of them. 10 of them. 10 of those hours figuring out the props. Yeah, that's a bit of a brain twist to figure out the props on the speeder bike. So, you know, I was thinking about, should I cut this exactly short on the hour? I never get to this anyway. Or should I just keep talking? That's what I did. But also I thought, just keep this thing running. If you guys want to watch me just going by my day, you can do so for another couple of minutes, or I just keep on rambling. So I need to go fix up my car. For some reason the headlights don't work anymore. It's not the fuses, it's not the lights. I couldn't figure it out, so I gotta go to my trusted friend at Auto Smart in Gosford, so he figures it out for me. Before I leave though, I have to pack up some goodies to bring to the post office on the way. So, for privacy reasons, obviously, I don't want to publish or show on the feed the addresses of my customers. Let me see if you can read this. So, image quality should be so crappy that no one can read this, right? No way. 240p potato quality. So and yeah, from time to time I just go back to the chat room and see if still someone is chugging along. Let me go on the control page here. It says peak concurrent users 19. And current users? Does it say current users as well? Info and settings. View on watch page. Stop, don't play. 13 watching. Alright. So until you disappear, I just leave this running. Okay, so I have to pack some stuff. Let's see. I'm lucky, and most of the shipping is done by my friend and business partner John in the US and by my beloved sister in Germany. But some of them I'm still gonna do myself. So let's see. Orders. AU. Ooh. 12 of them. Let's see. Sometimes people order from Australia even though they're in the US. This is Christian ordering 6 members from Australia. Australia, China. So, actually Joseph orders something from China. He is in American Gas city. Really? Yeah, so I gotta figure out if I can print a Chinese label. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna send this from here. Norman orders stuff from Germany. Where's that? Don't we have these sockets left in the U? No. Crap, so I gotta send him a package just for these sockets. Okay. And Jesse. Oh no, I created this order, so I'm gonna send you the dream. Well, here it disappeared already, I think. The dream bike and a couple of camera mounts. Tom in Australia. Ron in Australia. Dave in Australia. Oh, here, Japan. Kono orders Dreamcatcher frame to Japan. I like sending stuff to Japan. And then here's Brett from New Zealand. And more Japan. Mamuro. Yeah, I've seen more traffic from Japan, but whenever I click on these links, I can't read a thing. So yeah, 12 orders. I like to use a tool called Orderly Print. Orderly Print version 2 converts my Shopify orders into simple labels. There's just one problem with that script. It introduces empty pages after every one. So I gotta go Tools, Thumbnails, and delete all them before printing. 7, 8, 9, 10. This is over 2 lines. So, and then I print that on my trusted brother printer. May a brother be with you. Brothers QL-570. Prints cut labels. Very nice. While it's printing, let me get a bunch of envelopes. 12, he said. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. So let's see, still someone listening to my rambling here. YouTube live chat, where is it? Well, I'm so efficient. I don't think I'm too so efficient. Where's the pop-out chat gone? YouTube here. John is a great guy indeed. He has sent me some new props. John is the man, and US warehouse is sold out of Dreamcatcher frames. Oops, I think I have to order some more. I gotta order some more Reggae Sharks anyway, so I put this into the order. I don't know how quick Dave is. He usually is very quick, and some of you might know he's actually a farmer. So it's winter there, so he's not farming that much these days. So if I order this week, it's probably, I would think somewhere by Christmas, New Year, we should have more Reggae Sharks. And you can order the Reggae Sharks directly. He doesn't call them Reggae Sharks, just calls them Sharks at picnicquads.com. Dreamcatcher frames he only makes for me, so I still have a few left in Australia. So if you want to have one right now, just order it now, and I'll send it with that shipping run. If you can wait, just wait for us to restock them. There's a stock notification widget on my website. So, labels. So I used to pre-pack motors when I was still doing all the bulk shipping, but now I just do it one by one. Put the Aussie ones on this side and the overseas ones here, because they gotta be treated differently. In regards to shipping, they need a custom decoration and more postage. So let's begin. This guy over here, and Christian ordered on Friday gets a set of 61511s. Couple of stickers, couple of business cards. Yeah, just chuck them into these padded envelopes. No fancy retail packaging. Card, couple of stickers. And that was for Christian. Next one, fulfill. Oh no, he says he wanted registered. So in Australia, I can send registered for, I sent this express. So just stick that into an express envelope. Just have to mark that. Send express. Fulfill. Next one. Amy. Was it Arnie? No, Amy. A girl. A girl, really? I think probably around 0.001% of my customers are girls, and usually they're just ordering that for their boyfriends. Okay, she wants Dromeda motors. That's easy. I like those because they have short wires, easy to handle. Motors, stickers, cards. Fulfill. Australia Post fulfilled. Oh, here, China order. I wanted to have this registered, so I'm gonna put this in a box. Do this one later. Norman gets a set of 714s, a set of 817s, and a whole bunch of sockets. So all direct drive. 20-14 for those. Come on, let go. Set of direct drive. Dark Force. And then some sockets. You know, these sockets themselves, they almost cost nothing, but I can't give them away because otherwise I'd be busy all day long just packing them, and people would order hundreds of them, and then it's getting expensive. But yeah, like this, if someone orders like 12 or so, I just fill up the bag. You know, exceed expectations. You can make that for cheap, do it. So you order 12 and he gets like 20 or so. So that's one set of those, just under 50 gram. So still can send this within Australia. Oh, it goes to Germany. Send this. Oh crap, I didn't. He orders them. Yeah, it makes more sense as well. So he orders the motors from Berlin. Only wants the plugs from here. Yeah, you know, that's what you get if you don't keep stuff in stock everywhere. That why it motivates me to keep the subsidiaries stocked. Whenever they run out of stock, the shop defaults to Australia and people order from here. So then, yeah, I get motivated to send another box to them to let them do the shipping. So fulfill Australia Post and only those plugs. So the silos in the background of his videos. Oh yeah, from Dave, you mean? No, he's an insane pilot. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, you're gonna see your order to be filled live. I thought that would be a cool feature of the shop, right? I should embed the live stream onto the front page of the shop. So, Adam, do you have to order from you to get stickers? I forgot to ask John. I think he got some stickers too, but yeah, the stickers is kind of a interesting story, which I won't go into detail, but there will be more stickers. So I ran out of all the large ones, but you might have seen one on the, I think Scott posted it on the community forum that he stuck one of the large stickers against his wall. So yeah, I sent out quite a few of the large ones. I had a stack of them like this, and this whole box here of tiny stickers. Yeah, they took a half a year to get to me, but I think the next batch will be quicker. So I just ordered more yesterday, and yeah, so I thought they would have come to John as well, but yeah, as I said, there's some weird happenings with the stickers. The next batch, I make sure he gets some as well. So I will just include them into every order. The large ones, I'm not too sure about yet what we're gonna do about this because they cost around, I think, $3 or so a piece. So yeah, that doesn't really fit into the budget to throw them into every order. Whilst these, what did I pay for them? Well, it was a friendship price, $27 for 2,000. Yeah, so I can just afford that. Just throw in a pinch of them. Back to the job. So that was order 20,003. You know, it's not completely 20,000 orders because the shop started counting at at 1,000. So you're not embarrassed as shop owner, but ooh, this is order number 1. So at 21,000, we will have 20,000 orders over 2 years. It's crazy. So, here, Jesse's order. A couple of camera mounts. 3 of those. Bum bum bum. And I always like to include a couple of zip ties, so you can have red zip ties. I bought this thing here for it's like $10 or so. Very nice, thin zip ties to go along with the camera mounts. And always exceed expectations. I don't say that I include zip ties, I just do it. 3 zip ties. Come in different colors as well. Jesse, you want to have a different color? How about yellow? They smell like smoke as well. They must have come straight from China. So, and dream bike. You know, you can break the dream bikes as well, but it's much harder than the other ones. Let me see. I should have left a few, I hope. Oh, yeah, here we go. Dream bike. Dream bike and camera mounts. So yeah, obviously that I think it doesn't go very well together. I have not flown FPV, one of them. Maybe possible, but yeah, not really a plan. So dream bike, mounts, zip ties, even more stickers, and of course card. You know, throwing in business cards, always a good plan. Got already some good dealer relationships out of chucking in good looking business cards. Going to JT. Fulfill. Merry Christmas, Adam. I think next Monday, I'm gonna, what's the word for this? Make this Christmas tree look appropriate. You know, decorated with 6mm Dreamcatcher frames or something like that. And camera mounts. Fulfill. It was order 20,011. Tom wants some alias motors. That's easy. Got a lot of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stickers almost running out, so let's take a few less so I can have some for everyone. Stickers, card. Goes to, what, I did say Tom, I believe. Tom, why is there no Tom sticker? Where is it? I don't know. Didn't print this one. Copy. paste, unformatted text, print only number 4, please. Goes to Australia. Fulfill. Tamworth, New South Wales, Australia Post. Fulfill. Ron wants ominous motors. Book 3-4. Motors, card, stickers. Run here. Fulfill. Shipping carrier, Australia Post. Dave wants alias motors, one set of 17s, one set of 15s. So one set here. Motors, 8 of them. Stickers. Card. Dave, was it right? Yeah, Dave. Fulfill. Blake comes back. Hey Blake. Yeah, what's going on? The meaty part's over already. Just still keeping the camera running while I fulfill my duties. So Adam wants me to sell back the cards. Yeah, I imagine you have quite a few of them already. Aren't they nice? Good print quality. Yeah, when you print business cards, invest a few bucks more to get good print quality. There's only one first impression. So, fulfilled Dave's. And here, Japan wants a 08 Dreamcatcher and 2 Alien Brain adapters. So, Dreamcatchers, 1, 2. And 1, do you say 1? No, you want 1 frame and 2 of the adapters. Okay. So let's get the adapters in the corners. Come on, stay there. And the frame, tucking them in. Couple of stickers. And a card. And if you pack stuff, don't smoke. It stinks. So this goes to Kono in Hongo, Nagoya. Shipping $4. Fulfill. Australia Post. That was next one. Brett. In New Zealand. New Zealand wants fast 6mm motors. I can have that. 1, 2, 3, 4. For 6mm motors plus stickers are going 4 left, so the next 4 get 1 each. Sorry. Card to Japan. To Japan. No, this is not to Japan. This is to New Zealand. Brett. I like New Zealand. Fulfill. Black at the frame, very nice. So you need some parrot props. Yeah, at first, like, don't put the parrot props on there first. Just use some Hobson props in the first place. They're good enough to get started, and they don't bend nearly as quickly as the parrot props. They have less power, but more efficiency. So Hobson props are not too bad. More alien brain adapters to Japan. Mamuro. I love Japan. It's so funny to go over there. All these little people with their strange rituals. It's just so cool. It's one of the reasons why I started karate as well, because you have these weird traditions going on, which in the first place you think, what the heck? And then after a while it all makes sense. You know, discipline, respect, and all these kind of things seem weird in the first place, but they bring you ahead in life. So, damn, I didn't put stickers in. Let's see. Still get it open? No. Okay, wrecked one. For the sake of stickers. Sorry, there's 1 sticker. I have 4 left for 3 shipments. So let's send 2 to Japan. Mamuro. And then fulfill. How does Benedict know all these languages? I don't know them. Well, you know, I learned German as a kid. I learned English when I came here. Like, you know, well, sort of. And then, now I can't speak Japanese properly. I can only hear a few words. But they're enough to, you know, Japanese people, they like it a lot if you at least make an effort. If you show an effort, it's very important there. You don't have to succeed, but you have to show an effort. So that's why. Arigato, arigato gozaimashita, masai, masai. So you're going to say a couple of words, and then they realize you're actually interested in their culture. And they treat you with respect as well, even though you don't, you know, you can never, as a long nose, you can never achieve, or maybe a few people, but, you know, the normal Westerner can never achieve any level of Japanese proficiency which would fool anyone that he's not from Japan, because there are so many subtleties how you have to address someone based on location, on the weather, on your rank, on his rank, on, I don't know, it's way too complex, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. And you know, it's one of the leading nations in the world still. Big respect over there. I wish I could do more business in Japan to justify more business trips down there, but since I stopped the software business, selling big important software to the Japanese government, my trips over there have come to an end. It was so funny. Back to the job. Ray wants 61511 and 61514 motors. Oops. You know, that requires extra labels, because otherwise he doesn't know which are which. CL615-11. Let's center this, make it a little bit larger. Print number 1 and print number 2. 14s. Print, and turn it all the way back. Yep, so now 2 little Ziploc bags, and 1 set each. 14s. 14s first. 14s first. So you see how slow I am with that. I used to be way more efficient. You know, we pre-packed all of them and then packed them all this way. But this was when I was still doing like 100 orders or so a day myself. Now I just I get away with half an hour a day of shipping, and most of the orders are like custom anyway, so I can't really pre-pack most of what I ship from here. Some of them are good, but this way, yeah, you can customize stuff, and if you see that someone ordered a lot, just chuck some extras in, make it nice, exceed expectations. Oh, no, I need one more because I messed one up. So 2 of those, so he knows what's what. Well, you know, for those of you who are interested, the last sets of 6mm and 7mm motors, where we have 2 models with different coils, which are apart from the interior, you can't distinguish them visually. The slower motors always have a green dot at the back of the cap. So I did that once. I had a whole tray, a whole box of motors sitting there and didn't know what speed they are. So since I make the factory painting little green dots on the slower motors, let's see how long it takes for the competition to figure this out. So that goes to Ray in WA, which is Western Australia, which is like 2 continents away. It takes 6 hours or so to fly there. Only been there twice. It's quite nice. at the end of the world, it feels like. So fulfill. Someone is making 5-fold alien flight. The Japanese are very honorable and very disciplined. Yeah, just in general, very nice and respectful and thankful and accurate people. You know, I've been teaching engineer classes for a few years in all of Australasia, means Australia, New Zealand, and in a few Asian countries, in China and Hong Kong and Singapore, and in Japan mostly. And the typical Aussie students, they turn up late, they're not prepared, still chewing their breakfast, and then what's happening? And then they make an extended lunch break and kind of expect you to do everything, and then knock off half an hour early because they got to pick up the kids from school. Whilst in Japan, it not only starts at like 7 in the morning, but everyone's already there. You know, I don't know what they're doing. They're already exercising, and you know, they're all pumped up and ready to go like half an hour before the class starts at 7. And they're super disciplined. No one is talking, and if someone is not getting anything, they're not talking in between. They raise their hand and wait until you ask them to say something, and they patiently wait until the teacher, Ben Sensei, tells them to go for lunch, and then they make sure that I'm getting a good lunch too. And then they keep on working until the very end, until, like, you know, instead of 6 hours like in Australia, because it's not more attention span, the class goes for 12 hours, and they keep on sitting there. And if you don't finish the class, if you're not saying as a teacher, oh, it's time to go, they keep sitting there until, you know, we exercise. I had a pretty mean, let's say, mentor who was doing those classes when I was a student teacher, if that's the right word. And he was one class he was doing until 1 in the morning. Literally, we started at 7 in the morning and went to 1 in the morning. Full on, and no one complained. No one flinched. It was just amazing how much discipline Japanese people have. Never seen this anywhere else in the world. Let's come to China. Joe. He doesn't sound too Chinese, but he ordered stuff. So, gotta figure out how to do this. He sent me a message with the Chinese writing. Adam, that sounds like work days from 7 to 1. Yeah, you know, that's what you do if you want to achieve something. So, I gotta find Chinese. Here we go. Joe. He pastes me this Chinese shipping address here. I can't read any of that, but I just hope that LibreOffice can deal with that. Copy paste on format. Yeah, you know, looks good to me as far as I can tell. So let's see if I can make it a little larger, but already looks quite good. 16 still fits. 18, 18's too much. 16. Print. So, any one of you guys can read Japanese? I mean Chinese, which is, well, if you can read Japanese, You might know there's two different alphabets. You can also read Chinese. Does that look like a proper address to you? I don't know. Here's the English address. So I'm going to stick both of them. Well, he wanted to have it registered as well. So for that, I gotta have this form. I will not attempt to write that in Chinese on there. However, what I have to do is for the Aussie Post to accept the thing, they need to have this handwritten on there. So I haven't figured out a way to automate this. So for all the pack and track or registered stuff, I have to fill out those forms. So Asian American gas. Yeah, sorry, I can't talk about something else while I'm doing this. You know, mails are not made for multitasking. I'm getting the feeling. So this is here, 12F. He said to me in that email, he will not get the parcel if I'm not putting the Chinese address on there. Which, you know, kind of makes sense. If you send something to me and you only put a Chinese address on there, postie out there is not going to know where he should send it to. So, but still, you know, I can't just, you know, just trying to put this stuff onto paper with handwriting, I'd sit here for another half hour. You know, in the US, just use stamps.com, hook that up to Shopify, hit print. Here, I'm gonna sit here and put this stuff into these, you know, kind of push through forms because Australia Post stuck in the past. So even the sender address I can't print because it needs to be, I could get one of these dot matrix printers, print this stuff, you know, that's what they're made for, with these holes. I had a dot matrix printer, well, actually I had a few of them, and around 10 years ago I sold them with great profit to a couple of doctors. Didn't make them anymore. It was Oki, good Japanese printers. They were already 10 years old, and I sold them for, I think, more than $500 a piece. Because these doctors had a software which only had to use this printer and I couldn't get it anywhere else. Oki ML 320, I think they were. It was a lot of money for me at this time, but I didn't feel too bad because it came from doctors. So, city, Hoka Beach. It's not a city. It's a beach village in New South Wales, 2251. You don't get my phone number, but you get a description of what I'm going to put in there. What, and I'm going to send you just motors, I believe. So yeah, it's electric micro motors. 850110, and it's merchandise. Country of origin. Well, if I put in China, and they probably don't like stuff to come back from. China has an issue with China. So, well, the Dreamcatcher frames, I'd say they are from Australia. They don't cost that much. So, today, believe it or not, it's the 14th of December 2015. So all that plus those two goes onto a box. Here I have a box. AVW Turbo, oder do you say Turbo? Turbo 4. Ordered Dreamcatcher frame from the AU warehouse. Alright, I'll get to that in a minute. Adam ordered hardware from Guangdong. Guangdong, it's where things are happening. Guangdong and Shenzhen. I think that's, 100 million people or so live there and work like crazy. There's nothing else to do. Just work, and then disappear for Chinese New Year. I want to go to China at Chinese New Year. That must be so awesome. So, what does he get? A 6mm Dreamcatcher, an 8mm Dreamcatcher, and 6mm motors and 8mm motors. He knows what's good. So, a 8mm Dreamcatcher. Where are the 6mm ones? Damn, where did they go? Here we go. One 8mm, one 7mm, no, one 6mm. Some direct drive motors. Let's give him 2 extra, so he tells his Chinese friends about it. I can't post myself in Chinese forums. Don't even know if they exist. So, gotta make some friends. Send them 2 sets instead of 1. And 6mm. 1, 2. It's funny, you can't send stuff to China from China. I tried to order plugs and wires for the motors in China and want to send them to the factory in China. You think that's gonna work? Nope. We don't send to China. Well, you are in China. No, we don't send to China. So, have to do some padding in here. Yeah, that's pretty better. Okay, let's put those into some Ziploc bags. Mil. Oh, I forgot stickers on the last one. Well, then Joe gets 2 of them. Sorry, whoever got the previous package. No stickers. So, and those. And then find some padding so the stuff doesn't fly around in there. That's too thick. A little bit of that should do. Fold it over this way. That should do. 2 frames, 2 sets of motors. Ah, the bubble wrap still smells like cigarette smoke. Probably familiar to him. You know, this is one of the main thing I don't like in China. Everyone is freaking smoking. And it's almost like an insult if you don't smoke. It's like a business ritual over there. Before you make a deal, you go to smoke a couple packs of cigarettes together. The really nasty ones. So yeah, I like red tape. You know, cloth tape or gaffer tape or however you want to call it. It's usually quite expensive, but if you buy it in bulk directly from Guangdong, get it cheap. So I have a lifetime supply of red cloth tape. Going to be sent to Joe. And yeah, stick the Chinese one under here, above here. Let's put it here. So it goes to the back of it. Oh yeah, there's instead of typing in the registration number, just take my phone, open the Shopify app, go to orders, search for Joe. Joe, where is it? Oh, here. Cancelled? No, here. And yeah, it's in China. Say line items, fulfill all, and then just use the scan app here. Come on. Shilling. And send notification to customer. Yes. Done. So, and just someone posted in the chat room that he ordered some duct tape, exactly, duct tape it's called. Duct tape, duct. Stop sniffing the packages. The Grinch stole the stickers. 7mm for AW all-wheel drive turbo 4. So orders, AU warehouse. You know, that's seems like a pretty good business model. You know, I'm packing stuff live, so people watching it get jealous, want something to order 20,003. No, this is not the one you're talking about. AW Turbo, 11 minutes ago, 20,083. Roberto, I'm not going to say your last name, but it sounds Italian too. A 7mm Dreamcatcher you ordered from AU Warehouse. Is there none left in the US? Let me see. No. Okay. You win. 7mm Dreamcatcher. Straight from the press. How about this one here? I'll chuck in a couple of these nice clear rubber bands. So the other ones don't last too long. Just gotta change them every couple of weeks, every 2 or 3 weeks. If they are stretched, the clear ones not so much, but still they rot away. So what I like to do is, instead of using one rubber band on each corner, I take two, and when the first one snaps, the second one still holds the thing in place, but you already see it coming apart and you can replace them. So that makes the thing not fall apart in the air so quickly. So in Orlando, Florida, copy and paste in here. The QVC, that, I'm not watching TV, QVC, but I think I know what it is. It's kind of like the shopping channel where there's some ridiculous screaming and advertising going on, and then you have to dial a number to buy some ridiculously overpriced goods. Is that QVC? QVC shopping channel. Is that a thing? I really don't know. So, Roberto. Print. So, need one more envelope. What? So yeah, sorry Roberto, no stickers, but rubber bands, more rubber bands, and a card, so you can bug me on Skype. So, stickers. Now to the boring part, which is I need to label the international ones. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 6. It needs 6 custom forms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a whole bunch of more stickers. 6 by 3. This printer has been a very good investment. Brother QL-570 prints on endless sticky paper and cuts, so you can make your labels as large as you want to and just cuts them off. the label rolls are usually quite expensive. So you know, where I bought the printer, one of these printer rolls is like $60 or so for, I don't know, 10 meters or so. You can get a couple hundred labels out of them, but still I found this quite expensive. Buy them in bulk, straight from China, for I think $5 each. So I bought printer rolls for I think $300. A huge box. It's probably a lifetime supply. So I need 3 stickers. One is the custom content declaration. One is the sender address. And then there's again a sender address, because the sender address needs to be on the envelope and on the bit what they rip off. So one of those goes here. One of those goes here. And keep going. So let's see if there's something funny in the chat room I can talk about. 24-hour shopping network. Yeah. Old QVC videos were social sharks in their infancy. Yeah, so shopping channel, you know. TV in general, it's just like a, I don't know. How can you know, you must have really nothing else to do that you can spend your life in front of a TV. I just don't have the time or the patience for it. When I'm done with my stuff, I'm so tired that I fall asleep immediately. See this thing here? It's a Fitbit. Measures your movement, your heart rate, and does some funny analysis. And for example, it tracks your sleep. So it tells you how much time you have been sleeping, what your resting heartbeat is while you sleep, how often you move, how often you wake up, and also it tells you how much time you need to fall asleep. It always says 0. I go to bed, I sleep, and then this thing wakes me up. 6:45, it buzzes. It's kind of nice because you don't wake up anyone else, and yeah, it just vibrates. But yeah, going back through all the history of this thing, I'm using it for around maybe half a year now. The accumulated time I needed to fall asleep in the last 6 months is 0. I go to bed the moment the head hits the pillow. Yeah, so, you know, I don't know. I think people with sleeping problems are maybe watching too much TV or don't work hard enough. So, sticker on here, and then sender sticker on the back. Not 100% necessary, but sometimes if stuff comes back, I get it back at least. So that's why a sender sticker on the back of it. It's only required for the international ones. In Australia, don't need that. Custom declaration form CN22. No one cares about it, but it's the rules, so I'm doing it to make sure that stuff arrives. It used to be 10 days to the US, but then something happened. I don't know what. It takes longer now. It used to be very, very reliable. 10 days with a cheap rate, $4. Well, actually, you know, the envelope cost me $1. 20 or so, and the stamp costs $2.75. So this is the last one for overseas, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Aussie ones. Eat and fall asleep within minutes of eating the pillow. Yeah. I like to eat 2 or 3 hours before I go to sleep. So I need more of these stickers for the back. 6 are set. 6 and 1 print. And it also measures your heart rate. So if you can see that there's a green light. So it doesn't even need to be pressed against the skin, just needs to loosely sit there, and it measures the heart rate plus your movement, which sums up your activity levels over the days. So I'm using that to make sure that I'm working hard enough. At the end of the day, I want to see 4,000 calories being used. That puts me into the 99th percentile. So according to my Fitbit dashboard, I'm more active than 99% of normal weight men between 34 and 45. 4,000, no, this goes express, 4,000 calories a day. The advantage of that is you can eat a lot. The disadvantage of that is it costs a lot. I spend so much money on food. But yeah, good investment, I believe. Food, you are what you eat. That's why I like to eat good stuff. A mango is like $3 or so. And drink lots of water. So, last step is stamps. Need some water. Some water and some stamps. They still don't print quadcopters onto the stamps, although I'm the #1 customer in the local post office. But now, flowers I have these days for the Aussies. So 6 I have. 6 flower stamps. 2 more. So, I actually made a video of me walking down to the post office, which takes around 40 minutes, down the fire trail to Vinny Bay, and across the shoreline over the cliffs to the beach, all the way across the beach to the Lifesaver Tower, then up the hill to the post office. But yeah, my crappy video editing station really choked on that 40 minutes of footage. So yeah, I didn't render it. And yeah, I don't know. Well, you guys are watching this now. Is still someone watching? For like, what, how long? So yeah, maybe I can publish longer videos. Organic food, exactly. Organic and sustainably grown food. makes your life much better. Makes you healthier, stronger, smarter. But yeah, it's expensive, but you know, it pays off. If you are stronger and smarter, you can work harder, you can earn more money, you can grow more food, buy more food. We are part of the Food Integrity Group, a non-profit organization who's sourcing organic, local, and sustainable food. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 international. Here we go. So for the international ones, I have the choice of bikes and queens. So I keep the queens for really desperate times. For now I'm going to use the bikes. So it says custom built road bike. So at least something custom built. Not a queen. And we don't even know when her birthday is. You know, I could custom print stamps as well. I looked into that. They're not that much more expensive than when I buy them at the post office directly. But the problem is, then the post office doesn't get any revenue of that. Then only the main Australia Post gets the cash, but the local post office doesn't get a cut, because that's the only thing I buy there, stamps. So yeah, that's why I buy the stamps right there, so they get some money. And that's the wrong way around. Sorry, Brett, your bike is going uphill. So yeah, that's why I gotta take what's in the bag. I take this queen's back and trade them in if she has some more bikes next time. You know, the worst was when I was sending stamps from the, what was it, the Australian cricket team or something like this. I sent them to the UK. I got some upset messages back. One more? Did I miss one? Oh damn! I stuck a 275 stamp on the New Zealand one. It's 90 cents for the Queen. Too much. So the very last thing, and then I gotta shut this thingy off and go running to the post office because, oh man, I'm running out of time. But you also, to make this thing quickly processed by the sorting machines, I have these UV active stickers here. They get detected by the sorting machines and they make it apparently quicker. So that's why on all the international ones I stick this international airmail thing here. There's even instruction on the back of it how to stick them on. So, quick look in the chat room. I have several raised beds. Grow all organic. Raised beds, that's funny, Adam. You built them yourself? Yeah, growing your own food is the best you can do. And then compost the scraps and close the circle. So yeah, we're not anywhere near self-sustainable with our little garden here. But a few nice things are already growing there. Raised beds are a good thing. Much easier for the back, so you can still grow stuff when you're getting old and creaky. Which, you know, in theory should be prolonged when you eat well exercise well, and work hard. So, all done. Respect your space, clean up, even if you're in a hurry. So, gonna throw all this away. What a waste. I'm producing tons of sticker backings. All right, 11:30 to 14:30. That's 3 hours. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. Any last comments? Buy local, growing your own, even better. Raised beds, a carpenter, all about the microbes. Use standard wood and an organic made sealer. Well done, Adam. Thanks everyone for tuning in and hanging in there till the very end at most of you guys on your Sunday afternoon, evening. I enjoyed that, and as usual, post comments and suggestions for the next one down below. This thing, as soon as I click the stop stream button, will get uploaded to YouTube, and I'm not sure. I think the comments are going to disappear, and there's a new kind of standard. The chat is going to disappear, and a new comment section is going to appear. So yeah, if you want to post some comments, what you want to see next. Otherwise, I just continue with this chaotic format. Good night, everyone. See you later. So the party is about to finish. Edit shot. Move this a little bit up here. And wait for it. This party is about to finish. No, click the wrong button. Let's try it again. Finish. Again. Finish. No. Why does it not work? Blank shot. Ah, now I get it. Gotta click this and this. Move it over. Then empty this one and now try again. This party is about to finish.